Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. While Rick Hurst, has laid in a hospital bed at General Hospital, slowly beginning to recover from the car accident that could have easily taken his life, Ava Jerome, Maura West, has been on the case. She wasted no time in figuring out what exactly happened the night of Rick's accident. The problem now is that they may not exactly be in agreement on what their next move should be. Rick had been visiting Ava before his accident, and he parked in her space in the garage near her house. He then went to visit Ava, and he was there when Kristina Corinthos, Kate Mansi, paid her an unexpected visit. He listened from the next room as Ava and Kristina battled, and he also overheard Kristina making threats at Ava. She's found a way to blame Ava for everything that has gone wrong in her life, and for all of the people that she's lost over the last few years. And Kristina promised that Ava would not impact her life anymore. Kristina stormed out, went the parking garage and cut the brake line on the car that she believed belonged to Ava. Much to Ava's annoyance, Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, stopped by to give Rick some paperwork. When he realized that she didn't have a ride home, he offered to drive her. Rick's car had been parked in Ava's official spot, and during that drive, Rick realized that he had no brakes and the car skidded before finally crashing. Liz woke with a broken leg and needed surgery, while Rick is in much worse shape and lucky to be alive. After Rick finally woke up, he started to have flashbacks of the crash itself, and he remembered being behind the wheel and seeing Kristina near the front of the car. As he was trying to make sense of his memories, Ava came in and told him that the lot attendant where his car had been impounded told her that the brake lines had been cut. He quickly realized that there was a good chance that Ava was the intended target and not Rick. She went and got the parking garage footage, and sure enough there was Kristina on that footage tampering with Rick's car. These two have been in sync for the last several months, but in this situation, they both want to do very different things. Ava sees this as an opportunity to get what she wants out of Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. She's been tangled in a vicious custody battle with him for the most of the last year, and now she can prove that his other daughter, Kristina, could be charged with attempted murder. Ava views this as one heck of a bargaining chip. Rick doesn't want to hurt his daughter, Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Veganos, but he's tired of watching Kristina get away with everything. He's also tired of watching her get all of Alexis Davis's, Nancy Lee Grahn, attention when Molly also meets her mother. He knows that if he comes forward, this will cause a rift between the sisters, it will implode his truce with Alexis, and the family will never be the same. But he also knows that he needs to speak up because Kristina has to be held accountable. Ava and Rick both hold the key to Kristina's accountability, but they both want to do very different things with the proof. This is bound to cause major conflict between the two. Do you think their relationship will survive the situation, or will it be the beginning of the end for Rick and Ava? Port Charles is no stranger to secrets, lies, and the explosive consequences when they come to light. But in the coming days, an unexpected alliance will be tested, and possibly torn apart, when Rick Lansing and Ava Jerome find themselves on opposite sides of a dangerous moral dilemma. At the center of it all, a shocking piece of evidence that proves Kristina Corinthos Davis was responsible for a devastating accident, and the decision of what to do with it could alter the fate of multiple lives. The truth comes to light. Rick Lansing never expected to find himself digging through security footage from a closed-down garage on the outskirts of Port Charles, but something about the circumstances of the recent accident that left Molly Lansing Davis hospitalized just didn't sit right with him. As both a former DA and a protective older brother, Rick couldn't rest until he got answers. What he uncovered was beyond what he had feared. The footage showed a shaken, distracted Kristina stumbling out of her car mere minutes after the incident. She was panicked, dialing someone frantically, someone she begged to come help her before the cops arrived. The timestamp matched perfectly with the moment Molly's car was run off the road. The pieces fell into place with brutal clarity. Rick watched it again and again, the same cold dread creeping down his spine each time. His niece, Alexis's daughter, Sonny's daughter, Kristina had caused the accident and fled the scene. He needed guidance, or at the very least, someone to help him weigh his options. That someone, fatefully, turned out to be Ava Jerome. Strange bedfellows. Rick and Ava were never close. Their history was a patchwork of mutual suspicion, one-upmanship, and reluctant cooperation. But lately, their paths had crossed more frequently. Ava, surprisingly, had offered Rick legal help on a few recent cases through her connections. Rick, in turn, had grown to respect her ruthless intellect, even if he never fully trusted her. When he showed her the footage, her reaction was swift. And characteristically Ava, "She's guilty," Ava said coolly. "It's hit and run, Rick. And if that footage ever gets out, Sonny's going to lose his mind." Rick ran a hand through his hair, pacing. "You think I don't know that? I want to protect Kristina, but Molly almost died. That's my daughter. She's still in recovery. And Alexis, she has no idea." "Let me guess," Ava said, crossing her arms. "You want to do the right thing, but you're scared of what it'll do to your family." "It's not just fear," Rick snapped. "It's not just some legal mess. It's Kristina. She's not some cold-blooded criminal." She panicked. "It was an accident." Ava narrowed her eyes. "Accidents don't mean you get to cover them up." The morality war. The line in the sand had been drawn. Rick wanted time. Time to confront Kristina, to give her a chance to come forward voluntarily. Ava, on the other hand, saw the value in using the footage strategically. Her motivations weren't purely self-serving, but neither were they altruistic. "This footage gives us power," she explained. "Not just over Sonny, but over Alexis too. Do you have any idea what kind of leverage this could give you in family court, or against Sonny if he tries to pull another stunt in Port Charles?" "I'm not using this to play chess with people's lives," Rick growled. "This isn't about revenge. It's about justice." "For who?" Ava asked sharply. "Because last I checked, Molly doesn't even remember the accident. No one else knows the truth but us. That means we decide how this plays out." Rick was visibly torn. Ava, ever perceptive, picked up on his hesitation. "You think Kristina deserves a second chance," she said. "Fine. But what about Molly? What about your daughter waking up every night in pain, wondering why no one's been held responsible?" Rick flinched. Ava had struck a nerve. "She's not a monster, Ava," Rick murmured. "She's just lost," Ava sighed. "We've all been lost, Rick. But we didn't all nearly kill someone and walk away like nothing happened. Secrets, confessions, and manipulation." Meanwhile, Kristina was unraveling. Her guilt over the accident gnawed at her like a persistent wound. She tried to bury herself in volunteer work, in family time, but it was only a matter of time before her facade cracked. Alexis noticed her daughter's anxiety growing, but she couldn't get through to her. Sonny, for his part, was too focused on the brewing mob conflict in Puerto Rico to notice Kristina's spiraling behavior. Only Molly, oddly enough, sensed something was off. "You okay, Chris?" she asked one night, her voice still weak from her injuries. "You've been distant. Weird." Kristina almost broke down then and there. But instead, she just smiled and murmured, "I'm fine." Back at the Metro Court, Ava made a move. She didn't hand the footage over to the police. Not yet. But she did make a copy. A private, encrypted copy. Insurance. She also left Rick a warning. "You have 48 hours to decide what to do. After that, I decide. With or without your blessing." Showdown at the Corinthos compound. Rick finally decided to confront Kristina. The confrontation was tense, raw, emotional. "I know what happened," he said. "I've seen the footage." Kristina froze. Then the tears came, fast and hot. "I didn't mean to," she sobbed. "I was texting. I looked up and she was just there. I panicked. I didn't even know it was Molly until the next day." Rick's heart broke, but he couldn't let it cloud his judgment. "You have to come forward, Kristina. You need to own this." She shook her head violently. "You don't understand. If Dad finds out, if Mom finds out, they'll find out eventually," Rick said softly. "It's better if it comes from you." Kristina collapsed into his arms, crying. And Rick knew, deep down, that whatever decision he made next would ripple across their entire family. Ava goes rogue. Unfortunately, Ava wasn't in a waiting mood. The moment Rick missed the 48-hour deadline, she sent an anonymous tip to the PCPD, along with a digitally altered version of the footage that left just enough room for doubt. It wasn't enough to spark an arrest, but it was enough to raise questions. Dan began looking into it. Molly got wind of it. Alexis started asking questions. And Sami Corinthos found out exactly what Ava had done, and Rick's role in it. Fallout. The fallout is about to be seismic. Kristina, caught in the whirlwind, begins to spiral publicly. Alexis and Sunny are at odds over how to handle it, with Alexis begging for compassion and Sunny leaning into his old-school justice instincts. Rick confronts Ava one last time. "You've started a war," he says bitterly. "No." Ava replies, unfazed. "I've ensured the truth comes out, one way or another." As the dust begins to settle, one thing is clear. The Corinthos Davis family will never be the same. And in Port Charles, secrets may stay buried for a time. But eventually, they always find their way to the surface. Stay tuned. The real storm is just beginning. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.